Hi, Cardinals. I've got a book today about finding the perfect rock. Everybody needs a rock. We all need a rock. A rock is a good friend to have. So, I'm going to read this book. It's by Bird Baylor with pictures by Peter Pernall. Everybody needs a rock. Can you tell? There's somebody sitting. What might be a big rock or might be a what? Elephant. Good eye. Everybody needs a rock. I'm sorry for kids who don't have a rock for a friend. I'm sorry for kids who only have tricycles and bicycles and horses and elephants and goldfish, three-room playhouses, fire engines, wind-up dragons and things like that, if they don't have a rock for a friend. That's why I'm giving you my 10 rules for finding a rock. And not just any rock. I mean a special rock that you find yourself and keep as long as you can, maybe forever. Can you see what that picture is? She's kind of dreamy looking. She kind of looks like she's made of rocks. If somebody says, "What's so special about that rock?" don't tell them. I don't. Nobody is supposed to know what's special about your rock. Only you know what makes it special. You're the one that likes it. That is special enough, and nobody needs to know that. So, all right, here are the 10 rules. Rule number 1. Look at this. I've got this here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got space for all 10 rules. Rule number 1. If you can, go to a mountain made out of nothing but 100 million tiny, shiny, roundish rocks. I don't have a mountain nearby to go to. Do you? Maybe you do. But if you can't, any place will do. Even an alley, even a sandy road, even a sidewalk, or maybe your yard, you can find a rock. Rule number 1. What's rule number 1? Go somewhere you can find a rock. Maybe you'll find it on the river. Maybe along the river there'll be some rocks. Maybe you can go up a mountain and find some rocks at the top of the mountain. Or maybe at the bottom of a tree you can find some rocks. Who knows? First rule, go somewhere you can find rocks. 1, 2. Rule number 2. When you're looking at rocks, don't let mothers or fathers or sisters or brothers or even best friends talk to you. You should choose a rock when everything is quiet. Don't let dogs bark or bees buzz at you. How are we going to stop that? That makes me a little worried if I can't find a place that's quiet. But if they do, don't worry. Oh, good. The worst thing you can do is go rock hunting when you're worried. Oh, good. So, rule number 1 is go somewhere there are rocks. Rule number 2 is quiet. I'm going to draw an ear, right? Because we hear with our ear. We hear with our ear, that right. The ear has, I've got a little earring in there, right? So it's got to be quiet. Let me put a little, I have a little, I think I have a little square earring in. But we don't want noise, so we hear with our ear. So I'm going to do a little symbol that's kind of cool. When you don't want somebody to do something, you can show them a picture of it and then draw a circle, usually a red circle with a line through it to say no, stop, okay? So that circle with a line through it, red circle with a line through it, means no. So we see no noise. It's gotta be quiet. 1, 2, 3. What's rule number 3? Bend over. More. Even more. Get down. Gotta get really low. Get right up to that rock. You may have to sit on the ground with your head almost touching the earth. You have to look a rock right in the eye. Do rocks have eyes? I don't think so. But I guess the only way you'll know is if you get up really close to that rock. You get really low and you look at it right up close. I don't know. All right, what do we use to see with? Do we use our ears? No. Our nose? No. I know. I know what we see with. We see with our hands. Oh, no? What do we see with? Oh, our eyes. Good thing you guys are here. All right, so I'm going to draw an eye. There we go. We see with our eyes. You got to get up close, right? There. See with that eye. I got to get close, no noise, and go somewhere that's quiet. What comes after 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Rule number 4, don't get a rock that is too big. Well, that is a big rock. Could you carry that one? I couldn't. You'll always be sorry because it won't fit in your hand, right? And it won't fit in your pocket. A rock as big as an apple is too big. A rock as big as a horse is much too big. So, what's rule number 4? Don't get a rock too big, like this apple. This is too big a rock. It won't, even if it fits in your pocket, it'll be too heavy and bonk around. Don't get a rock that's too big, all right? It needs to be smaller than an apple. And I'll show you. I will draw an apple, okay? Here is an apple, right? With the stem. It's kind of a silly looking apple, isn't it? I'll put a little green leaf on it. Okay. And then I'm going to show you another symbol. So remember the red circle with the line means stop? This symbol tells you when you want something bigger or smaller. We want something smaller than an apple. So we're going to go like this, right? We're going to have a big mouth. This little symbol here tells us that we want it smaller than an apple. An apple is bigger. I'm going to show you in a minute the opposite. So we want an apple, we want a rock that's smaller than an apple. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Show me 5 fingers. Good job. Rule number 5. Don't choose a rock that is too small. We don't want one too big. We don't want one too small. It will only be easy to lose. Or a mouse might eat it if it thinks it's a seed. Believe me, that happened to a boy in Arizona. His rock got eaten by a mouse because they thought it was a seed. Jeez. All right, well, I'm going to draw a little seed. All right. A little seed like that, okay? But that's too small. So what we want this time is we want it greater than a seed. See, so we put the little end by the seed to tell us that what we want is something bigger. We want it bigger than a seed. We want it bigger than a seed, but smaller than an apple, right? So, not too big, not too small. Gotta get up close, no sound, and be somewhere where there's rocks, okay? So what's the next rule? Do you know what number? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Rule number 6. The size must be perfect. It has to feel easy in your hand when you close your fingers over it. It has to feel jumpy in your pocket when you run. Some people touch a rock 1,000 times a day. There aren't many things that feel as good as a rock if the rock is just right. If it's the perfect rock. So you want it to feel, you want it just right in your hand. You want it to fit in your hand. Will this rock fit in my hand? Ugh. No, it's too heavy too. It's too big. No, that doesn't fit in my hand. Does this rock fit in my hand? It fits in my hand, but I can't really feel it. It like disappears. It's so little. It doesn't feel good. It's too small. What about this one? This one kind of feels nice in my hand. I like that one. Maybe this one feels nice in my hand. There's 2 possibilities. So not too small, not too big, but it's got to fit in your hand. So we're going to do our thumb, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more fingers. How many fingers do we have to get all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fingers. We want that rock to sit in our hand, right? Okay. What comes after 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good one. Rule number 7. Look for the perfect color. That could be a sort of pinkish gray with bits of silvery shine in it. Some rocks that look brown are really other colors, but you only see them when you squint or when the sun is shining on them. Another way to see colors is to dip your rock in the mountain stream. If you happen to be walking by one, which we're not. You could try to put it in a bowl of water and see if it changes. There's my apple. Let's see. I have a rock here. I don't know if it'll change color in the water or not, but here it is, and I'm going to dip it in the water. It did change color. It's kind of hard to see. But you could dip it in water to see what colors it changes to. So, the 7th rule is the color, right? We want our rock, let's see, to be the perfect color. Maybe you'll find some red, or maybe it'll have some green, or maybe it'll have some blue, or maybe it'll just be brown and gray. Most of my rocks here are just kind of gray and brownish. It changes a little bit. Let's see, I've got this one that's kind of pink. Let's see what happens when I stick that one in the water. Ooh, that one got very colorful. You see that? Yeah, that one's good. All right, so color. All right, we're on rule number 7. We've got 10 rules. So what comes after rule number 7? What number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good counting, you guys. You guys are getting good at this. Okay, here we go. Rule number 8. The shape of the rock is up to you. Whatever shape you want. There is a girl in Alaska who only likes flat rocks. Don't ask me why. I like lumpy rocks. Actually, I like flat rocks. I prefer, but I like round rocks and bumpy rocks and lumpy rocks. Maybe you like a lumpy rock. Maybe you like a flat rock. Maybe you like a jagged rock. The thing to remember about shapes is this. Any rock looks good with 100 rocks around it on a hill. But if your rock is going to be special, it should look good itself. It should look good all by itself, maybe in a bathtub. You could try your rock in a bathtub. So, the shape of the rock is the 8th rule. And that's up to you. Maybe you want a flat rock. Maybe you want a bumpy rock. Maybe you want a jagged rock. That shape is up to you. Maybe you want a round rock. Who knows? Okay, we're getting there. 2 more rules left. What comes after 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Rule number 9. Always, wait for this. You ready? I've never done this before. Maybe you can do it with me. This is weird. I think it's weird. You ready? Rule number 9. Always sniff a rock. Have you ever sniffed a rock? Rocks have their own smells. Some kids can tell by sniffing whether a rock came from the middle of the earth or from an ocean or from a mountain where wind and sun touched it every day for 1,000,000 years. It says here that you'll find out that grown-ups can't tell these things, and it's too bad for us. They just can't smell as well as you can. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can't smell my rock. I've got a rock here. This one's flat on the bottom, or flat on one side, and then rounded on the other side. Let's see if it smells. I'm going to smell it. You want to smell it? Can you smell it? No. Maybe if it was in your own hand, you could smell it. I can smell it. It smells a little earthy. Maybe I'm not a grown-up. Maybe I'm a kid like you. Let's see if this one smells, right? Ooh, I don't like the smell of that one. Here, you smell it. No, I can't smell it. All right, one more. Here's one. This is a big one. Oh, I can't smell that one at all. What about you? Can you smell it? No. All right, well, the 9th rule is to smell your rock. So I'm going to draw, let's see, I'll draw somebody with a big nose. How about that? Let's see. I'll draw an arrow to his nose. Smell with the nose. That's a funny looking guy, isn't it? Yeah. It's like a big it's a big nose. So he can sniff the rocks with, like you can. All right. Last rule. How many rules were there? There are 10 in all. So we've just got one more to go. 1, 2, count with me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Show me 10 hands. 10 fingers. Good thing you don't have 10 hands. That would get you into a lot of trouble, I bet. Okay. 10. Rule number 10. Rule number 10 is don't ask anybody to help you choose. This is something to do on your own. I've seen a lizard pick one rock out of a desert full of rocks and go sit there all alone. I've seen a snail pass up 20 rocks and spend all day getting to the one it wanted. You have to make up your own mind. You'll know. You'll know when you find the right rock. And it might not be the first rock that you see. You might go through a lot of rocks. You'll go through rocks and you'll go, I don't like this one. So, alone. You have to go alone. So, I'm just going to draw one person. You. I'm going to have you waving. Wave. Just you. By yourself, finding your rock. So the 10 rules is, first one is, go where you can find rocks. Could be anywhere. Could be outside your door. Second rule, do you remember? Quiet. It's got to be quiet. You can't be bothered by all those grown-ups and those brothers and sisters or their pets or anybody. Nothing. By yourself, quiet. You got to be listening. Third rule is you got to get down low. Get those rocks. Look right at those rocks. Right up close to them. You see them? All right, fourth rule, it's got to be smaller than an apple. Smaller than an apple. Apple's too big. Rule number 5, it's got to be bigger than a seed. A seed's too small. You need just the right size. Rule number 6, it's got to fit in your hand, right? It's got to feel good in your hand. It can't be too big, can't be too small. It's got to fit just right. Rule number 7, look at its colors, right? Remember this one had all those cool colors in it? And then when it got wet, it got even more colorful. So maybe your rock will have colors or maybe it won't. It's up to you. Number 8, the shape. Whatever shape you like. Whatever shape you want. Number 9, you have to sniff it. Like a dog. You know how dogs always sniffing things? They're like, you gotta sniff it. And then number 10, only you can choose. All right, that's the 10 rules. If you think of any more, write them down. I'm going to go out and play a game that takes just me and one rock to play. And I happen to have one rock right here in my hand. Will you find a rock? It's just right. And remember the 10 rules. Okay? Have fun.